Hi guys. For this chapter, Solid Waste Management and Disposal, I adopt a new approach. Every semester, I present this chapter and the next chapter, Hazardous Waste Management, from Prezi, because I feel this kind of presentation is more suitable for my purpose and the learning outcome of these two chapters. So it's going to be shorter than the PowerPoint slides. I'm going to overview what kind of solid waste we generated, and I will focus on municipal solid waste because we deal this type of waste every day. And we'll discuss the waste disposal process, and I will focus on talking about the harm of the plastic contamination. And at the last, I will conclude what I really want you to learn about this presentation. And we can see here, and I want to challenge you, which recycling facility is this? Is this Houston? Is this Pasadena? So actually, this is the recycling facility of Kingwood. So this is what it looks like in the recycling facility. So the basics for the kinds of wastes are four types. Mining waste, rock and soil tailings, contaminated water. So mining produces a very large amounts of solid waste. Like rock and soil, because we have to mine, we have to dig things out. And eventually those soil and the rocks were piled up and became unwanted material. They have to have a space to go. And the tailings, that means the chemicals we use and the chemicals we released to the air and the contaminated water. And the second type of the waste is agricultural waste. Let me see if I have a separate slides here, or maybe this is later. Oh, yes, we do. And this is the waste from the mining. It's 1 to 2 billion metric tons per year. And that equals to about 700 to 800 million metric tons hazard waste. And so that is the volume of the waste generated from mining. And the second type of the waste is agriculture waste. And we generate about 1.2 billion metric tons. And this is how a truck sprays those manure into the agricultural fields. So let's take a look at the third type, which is industrial solid waste. And sometimes they involve huge amounts of chemicals, harsh chemicals released. And that volume is 220 to 660 million metric tons, which is about like 1/3 of the mining waste. And you can see the agricultural waste is comparable to the industrial waste. And the fourth type of the waste is municipal solid waste. It's a city trash we're dealing with every day. I will focus on this topic more. So the volume of the city trash, that is 230 million metric tons. For Houston, it's about 4.5 million metric tons per year. And this is comparable to the industrial, of course. It's not as much as the industrial, and it's about a portion of the mining and agriculture, although the volume is much lower and they are more challenging for us to deal with. And Houston is a very big city in the United States, and thinking about how many cities and towns in the United States, right? And this is, I would say, like 1/50th percentage of the whole city trash of the United States. So we produce a lot of trash. So that is overview of all the trash we produced. Let me check on my time because this is a little bit tricky here. So this is okay, we're still on time. So why we have so much city trash? This is a trend in the most recent years. You can see the higher the income is, the more trash people produced. And the lower the income and the lower volume of the trash produced. Why? Because when people have more money, they can buy more stuff, right? They can have more luxury style of living, and they produce much more trash than the poor people. And think about that. So wealth has definitely two sides. It improves the standard of living, but also lead to more production of the trash. So this is another table. If we look at the different kinds of trash produced in the city trash, the paper and the paperboard is the highest. If we compare 70 years ago, 60 years ago with 2014, you can see it's almost doubled. And the other type of the waste increase a lot is the food waste. People waste more food. And yard trimmings, rubber, leather, textile, metals. So compared to 60 years ago, the total volume of the trash people produce are greatly, significantly increased. So to summarize here, I put a few lines. Paper products, the largest component, resulted from changes in lifestyle and packaging. And think about Amazon shopping, right? It is so convenient, and a lot of things are very convenient in those days, such as like Uber eating, and it almost like you click a button and anything can be delivered to your door. But here I want you to pause a moment, think about how this living style compact the generation of the volume of the trash. And we have a huge increase in plastics. That is very toxic, long persistent, very persisting problem into the future for a long time. And all the other trash doubled. Need to check my time frame again. All right, so we're still good. Let's just probably pause it here.